Okay, hi. Let's try that again. I'm having some technical difficulties this morning. Welcome. I hope you can see me now. People were saying that they were having trouble. And I was having some difficulties with lighting and setup and music. So hopefully this is working. And we're going to get cooking. Welcome. Good, it's working. Welcome to St. Patrick's Day. Or as the Irish call it, not exactly a day for us. So today, it's what? In New York, day 4, day 5, depending on when you went into self-isolation. I hope that you are, feeling okay. I'll tell you, what's really helping me is creating a schedule for myself. This is me. Some people are like super happy to be on the couch. My husband is super happy to be just relaxing for like a hot minute because he has a crazy life. I, on the other hand, am like, okay, I'm going to have yoga, and then I'm going to do ukulele time, and then I'm going to learn Reiki and maybe Spanish, and, and I'm basically in college again, self-prescribed university, every couple of hours going to a new class. There is a lot out there on the internet. There's lots of classes and things. I am compiling a list. I will send it out or put it on Facebook or put it on all of my things so people can see some of the stuff. There's museums you can go to and zoos you can watch the animals in, and there's different courses that are even free online. So there's a lot of books that I need to read. So I hope that you are keeping yourselves busy. I hope that you are keeping your mind active as well as your body. It's so important right now to not let the kind of set in, right? I don't even know what to call it. Panic, stress, total fear of loss of income, whatever, set in. Not to mention health. So keep drinking water, keep working out, keep learning new things, and let's use this time to recalibrate. I have heard that get yourself into a comfortable seated position. I'll sit. You can see me, kind of. So find yourself into a comfortable seated position. I'm going to tell you the rest of what I was thinking about this morning. Maybe let your eyes close. Let your hands come down onto your knees if you're feeling like you could use a little grounding. Let your hands come up towards the sky if you're feeling like you are really tired, right? And just start to, as I tell you the rest of kind of our morning startup, start to just circle around in your hips. Start to find your body. Maybe do a little seated cat-cow, just stirring it around. So for the first time in however many years, parts of Wuhan, China are seeing the sky. Because so much industry and pollution happens there, and it's closed down right now, and the pollution is dissipating and they're seeing the sky. I heard a statistic, I don't know if it's 100% correct, but I heard a statistic that in Italy, 60% of the pollution has dissipated. 60%. So as we are taking this time to keep each other safe by sitting inside, which, can we pause for a moment? How beautiful is that? We are sitting inside, self-isolating ourselves to keep each other safe. We needed that. We've been really fighting each other, right? Politically, socioeconomically, and for a minute, we're taking time to take care of each other. Sure, it might be government imposed in some places like San Francisco, especially. My family there cannot leave their homes. But it's kind of beautiful to think about trying to take care of each other. And if we can take this time to use that as our guiding force, I think you're going to find you're going to have a lot better time at home. Taking care of yourself, learning new things, learning about all the arts, learning how to sew or craft or speak a new language, and take care of the world by giving it a pause. Take care of each other by giving ourselves a pause. And take care of yourself by giving yourself a pause. So try not to let the fear take over, and when it does, just come back to that feeling. Okay, rolling your shoulders back and down a few times. Letting your head roll around on your neck. Letting it hang. You hear that little snarfle? That's the bulldog. She's sleeping right here. Letting your right ear go to the right shoulder. Breathing open through the left side of your neck. Roll it around to the other side. Open through the right side of your neck. Come back to center, letting your eyes close. Roll the shoulders. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together, and then we'll end on an Om. I love to start with an Om. It's kind of a calling together of class. So you can Om in your head if it's not part of your practice, or you can Om out loud, and maybe your relatives have never heard you do that before. And yes, in your home it will sound like you're alone, but here we're all together. Inhaling deeply and out. Inhale and out. Inhale and out. This next time, inhale to prepare. Finding your hips underneath you, letting your eyes start to flutter back open, letting your left hand come down onto the mat. Inhaling, reach up and over with your right. Breathing out through the right side body. Expanding to stretch through the fascial lines, lengthening through your fingers. Inhale. Let your hips get nice and heavy. Exhale, rotate down towards the earth. Inhale, back on up. Exhale, rotate down, breathing through, really feeling, your spine. I don't know if some of you have been up and out and running around all morning. I haven't, so my body's just waking up. Inhale and exhale. Few more. And then stay wherever you feel like you need to stay. Right now this feels good to me. This arm of mine still needs a little love, needs a little stretch every morning from the accident last year, so I'm lengthening out of it. And then I'm going to come up and over to the other side. Right hand down, inhaling up and over with the left, stretching. Letting the hips get nice and heavy, breathing through. Exhale, rotating down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Inhaling up towards the sky again. Notice if your legs are starting to move with you. That's an indication of some tightness in your back. I'm noticing my back is a little tight right now. And then find that spot where you want to hang out and breathe into it. Letting your opposite leg, so your left leg, extend down as you stretch to the side. Breathe. Breathe your breath into the areas of your body that feel tight, as if it can go in and expand it open. All the way. I imagine an angioplasty. That's my weird brain cue for that. An angioplasty is a little balloon that goes in and opens up your veins if you have blockages. That's why I imagine my breath doing in muscular areas of my body that feel tight. It just goes in and opens it all the way up. Inhaling, come back onto all fours for the first time. Taking your hands directly underneath you, watching out for hyperlocking of the elbow. It's not ideal. We want to find stability in our back here. So we're going to press down into our hands, lengthen through our hips,
Exhale, draw the tailbone underneath you. Draw it all the way in. Pull the belly in and up. Let your head hang. Shake it out. Inhale, lengthen. Flex through the feet. Press through the hips. Lengthening all the way out. Not just dropping, but lengthening. Thinking about me pulling your hips back and pulling your head and heart forward. Press down through the feet. Exhale, round. Draw the belly all the way in. Shake your head out. Oh, maybe your cat-cow wants to start making a little dance move, a little snake. I invite you to put on any music that you want to listen to in your house today. I was going to try and get some on, but Spotify and I are not in, I don't know, we're fighting this morning, so whatever. That's what it is. Technology and I are in a little fight. Lengthen out. Press down through the feet. Curl, draw the belly in. Shake it out. Maybe coming back and forth. Rounding and extending and curling to round back. And extend and curling to round back. And extend. One of my favorite teachers ever, his name was Gene. He passed away last year. He taught Ashtanga Yoga at the Boston Athletic Club, if any of you are my Boston folks. And he used to teach this exercise in his warm-ups, and I have co-opted it, and I think he would be proud. So we're going to exhale, round all the way back. Breathe into your back. Expand your lungs. You're going to round all the way forward. As you come forward, you're going to bring your legs back. Give yourself a little more space. We're going to roll our shoulders. So now our elbows point forward. Mine are pointing toward my couch. I'm going to bend my elbows all the way back and keep them really hovering. I'm going to keep them squeezing in as I slide back towards a child's pose. Round all the way up. Draw the belly in. Lengthen. Come down to hover. Squeeze the elbows in. And press all the way back. This is such a gorgeous way to start warming yourself up for chaturanga. Curl it all the way up, widen through the collarbone, press, hover, slide it back like somebody's pulling your hips back, and you're trying to stay low on your mat the whole time. Curl it all the way up. Right? I'm trying to stay low. I'm not trying to lift back up. Low. And I slide back. Hello, triceps. Good morning. Top of the morning to you, my little triceps. Right? Down. And pull it back. 2 more. And 1 more. Press through those fingerprints, not in the wrists. Good, and then we get to change it up. We're going to circle it the other way. So we slide forward like a little snake coming through the grass. Yes, a snake that St. Patrick tore out of Ireland, right? So here we go. We slide all the way forward and lift up. That's what he did. You know that, right? St. Patrick got rid of the snakes. That's why he's famous in Ireland. Come all the way back. Slide it on forward. All the way up. All the way back. They must have been some mighty water snakes. Slide it on forward. All the way back. Draw the belly in. And again. Oh, 1 more. And back. Good, just hanging out there in your child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Letting yourself hang on down for a moment. Breathe into your back body. Letting your hips hang. Walk your hands to one side. And move the other. And then come all the way up to center. We're going to slowly bring our feet together and we're going to walk to hang in a forward fold. If you have blocks or pillows, now's the time to grab them. I'm just going to show you this without them, in the assumption that you don't have them. But I bet you do have a pillow. So you could let your hands come onto a pillow, right? We'll use that there. We're gonna hang for a bit. So get used to it. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes. There are some studios I know of in Manhattan that do this for 7 whole minutes. So you can do it for 2. I believe in you. Let your head hang, shake your head out. Bend your knees. You can go side to side like a little baby elephant trunk, releasing out your low back. Make sure your knees are bent. This isn't about slamming your hamstring super straight right now. It's about allowing from your tailbone to lift up towards the sky and allowing your spine to fall like a waterfall all the way down. Just breathing. Find that breath like that little angioplasty, that little balloon, popping any areas that are tight. Breathe. Give your feet some space so your lungs have space to exist. Obviously, for anybody with glaucoma or any low blood pressure issues, I'd rather have you here. I don't want you folding all the way over. It's not safe, okay? Breathe. Shake it out. Or eye pressure issues also. Same thing. No folding for you guys, but you can straighten, and that's beautiful. Hold on to opposite elbow and start swaying side to side. Allowing your hip bones to lift towards the sky. Shake out your head. How good does that feel? Yes, breathe. When your body starts going into fight or flight and it's like, Molly, I don't want to be here anymore. Just breathe a little deeper. You can handle it. Hold on to the back of your head. Make a little basket and hang your head more. Good, and then just find some softness and just breathe. You pedal the legs, bending one knee, and then straightening it and bending the other. Good. Let the hands come down. Bring the feet right next to each other. Hug around the back of your legs with your hands. Give it a little squeeze there. Breathe into your wing blades. Breathe these beautiful wings open behind you. Inhale. Again. And then press down into your feet, and we're going to slowly curl all the way. Get that tailbone underneath you, drawing your belly very slowly. Stack each Oreo cookie of your vertebrae all the way up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift through your heart. Move your mane. Hello, world. Finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Mountain pose is our main pose in yoga. It's what we're looking for in every pose. We're pressing down through our feet. We're feeling rooted. We're lengthening up through our kneecaps. We're finding the stack of our hips underneath our ribs, underneath our heart, underneath our head. Breathe. Palms flip to point forward. Inhale. Good. I'm sorry if you can't see the top of my head, but we're going to deal with it. Inhale, expand your hands all the way up. Exhale, press them all the way out as you hang into a forward fold. Inhale, let your hands come up onto your legs, either on your shins or on your quads, not on your kneecaps themselves. Lengthen it out. They could be here on the floor, depending on how flexible your hamstrings are first thing in the morning. Take care. We're going to move through this. We're going to flow. We're going to get some core in there. So don't feel like you have to be rushing it or perfect or pushing, right? Feel what your body's feeling right now. Lengthen. Draw the low belly in. Pull the belly in like I'm going to come tickle your tummy. Let your hands come to a T. Good. If you want a little more, let your hands come out in front of you. Bend your knees a little bit. Don't let this load go into your low back. Let it come into your core. Breathe. Good. Weight in those feet. Sits bones behind you. Pull the abs in tight. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1. Let your hands come down to frame your right foot. Take a big lengthened step back with your left. I want to make sure that my knee is in line with my ankle. It's not shooting forward, it's pulling back. My right hip's pulling backwards, my left hip's pulling forward. I'm lengthening through my lunge. I'm lifting my back thigh up. Draw my belly in. Maybe my glutes fire a little bit. That's fine. Breathe. Just find a moment, find a breath, and then let that knee come straight on down, flipping the foot, letting your hip draw forward. Your hands might be on blocks, right? Expanding here. Think about pulling this heel back underneath you as you lengthen up. Draw the belly in. Inhale, start to lift up. Don't sink too far forward. Still feel stacked on top of yourself. You want power, strength, and alignment, not just flexibility as we lift into this. Breathe. Squeeze the inner thighs together to give you a sense of support. Root your legs down like a tree, rooting in, looking for its soil, and then lift those hands all the way up. Lengthen up, 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 climb a tree, and then lift back and up. Breathing open through the psoas, through the front of the rectus abdominis, through the spinal muscles. Let the neck be soft. And then sweep it all the way down. Press down into your hands, tuck your toes, lift your knee, engage to the abs, and come back. Find your plank, hold. Beautiful, first plank. Pull the abs in tighter. Watch out for those elbows. Lengthen back through the feet, lengthen forward through the head. Weight in the belly, not just the arms, not just the feet. 3 more breaths. And last one. Knees come down. We come down just like my friend Jean taught us. All the way down. And then we're going to slide ourselves back to child's pose. Tuck our toes. Lift our hips like I'm pulling you at your waist and I'm pulling you up to your first downward dog. Yay! Pedal at your feet, downward dog. Good morning, downward dog. Press into your hands. Good. Push your hips back and up. Then start to lower the heels. I don't care if they touch. That's not the point. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to take your left leg, extend it out behind you, squaring your hips. Draw it all the way forward, and then bring your right leg to join it. Hang into a forward fold for a minute. Shake out whatever needs shaking out. And press into your thighs and feet as you root on down, drawing the belly in, stacking 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way up. Roll the shoulders. Inhale, gather the goodness that you need into your life. Exhale, press away that is not serving you. Fold. Inhale, hands come up onto the legs, finding your flat back, wherever that might be. Breathe into your toes, breathe into your heels, draw your belly in. Framing your left foot, take a big step all the way back with your right. Finding that lift through that high runner's lunge again. Or medium runner's lunge, I guess we could call it. Pulling your left hip back, pulling your right hip forward, lifting your leg, draw the belly in, lengthen. Then bring the knee on down. Get that beautiful stretch there through the front of the thigh. This might be where you want to hang out. This might feel good. You might not want to lift up. That's great. Stay where you want to stay. Push into your front heel. Think about pulling your heel backwards as you start to lift up. Cool, this might be it. This might be feeling good. Maybe you don't sink so far. You pull back, pulling your right hip back, left hip back, right hip forward. I'm terrible with my rights and my lefts. I always have been. It's just not who I am. I have to stay stage right or stage left to know what I'm talking about. Everybody thinks that's funny. For some reason, if I say stage left, I know which way to go. Lengthen all the way up. Oh, acting. Lengthen all the way up, stretch. Belly's drawing in. Extend it back. Good, give it a little walk up your spine as you extend it back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Open, hello, good morning world. It's gray and rainy in New York. It's a perfect day to spend on the couch. Bring your hands all the way down. Take a big step back. Find your plank. Draw your belly in. Pull your ribcage in like I'm going to tickle your ribs. Pull them up. Roll your shoulders back. Widen your collarbone. Press through your fingerprints. Reach to the heels. Pull the belly tighter. 5 more breaths. 4. Pull those abs in. 1, we're gonna come down through our knees. Same thing, come down through our chest, slide it back through our child's pose. Find this little softness in here, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Pedal it out, listen to your body breathe.
I mean, I think that we potentially moving forward, but it's the same situation.
John, we can hear you. Can you shut the door?
We're just kind of getting through.
Come all the way forward.
Like, I don't know.
Take a big step forward with your left. Good. Step forward with your right. Hang it on out.
But obviously we're totally
Press down through the feet and slowly roll all the way up. Sorry if you're hearing my husband's phone conversation. Quarantine. Inhale, lift all the way up. Gather all the good stuff. Exhale, press all the way out to fold. Inhale, lengthen, find your flat back. We're going to charge it up a little bit more now. Press down through the right foot. Exhale, big step back, find your lunge. Breathe just a moment. Keep that leg lifted. Push through the heel, lift all the way up. Keeping the weight rooted in your heel, not your toe, even though mine slid forward for a moment. Pull your hip, front hip back, left hip, back hip, left hip, back hip, forward. Extend all the way up. Beautiful stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, sweep all the way down. Find your plank. Take a breath. Inhale. Knees, chest, chin, like we've been doing, the Jean way. Or full chaturanga. Reach to the heels, draw the belly in, widen the collarbone. Hover all the way down. Don't hit the floor. Slide yourself up and forward. Press your feet over. Lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Press into the feet. Lift. And roll up and over your feet. Down dog. Pedal it out. Notice whatever you need to notice. Left hip extends back behind you. Open the hip for a second. Close it back up. Open it up. Close it on down. 2 more. Open it up. Close it on down. Take a big step forward. Join your right foot to it. Hang it out. Roll it up. Gather the good stuff. Press away that which doesn't serve you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, leaving your left foot. Step back through your right. Finding that lift, finding that alignment, finding that strength. Sweep. Up. Rooting through your feet. Lengthen. Square your hips. Draw the belly in deeper. Get taller. Breathe. Inhale. I'm alive. I can feel my body. It feels so good to move it. And sweep it on down. Find your plank. Press through your abs. Full chaturanga if it's part of your practice. Down. Draw it all the way up. Elbows squeeze into your body. Up and over. Pedal it out. Right leg extends behind you. We rotate the hip open and close it on down. Few times, open and close it on down. And open and close it on down. 1 more. Open it out. Close it on down. Take a big step forward with your right. Let your left join you. Shake it out. And roll it all the way up. Good. Adding on. Inhale, gather the good stuff. Pull it down into your heart. Taking your hands to prayer pose, prayer mudra. Just taking a moment here to feel your body. It's warming up. Feel the heat. See if you can come inside, even though everything's going on around you outside. And see if you can set an intention or a little radiation of love and healing for the rest of your practice. Your intention might be, I'm going to eat healthy today, or I have the power to know that I can eat healthy today. But if you want a little radiating, think about being a ball of energy and expanding like the sun out into the whole world,
a little bit of chi, a little bit of Reiki, a little bit of prana, a little bit of energy out, of healing and love. Inhale, gather all the good stuff. Exhale, press out that which doesn't serve you.
Inhale, extend yourself nice and long, beautiful. Right leg's gonna stay. We're gonna take that big step back with that left leg again, holding right there, breathe. We're gonna turn the back foot today. So I'm drawing a line from my right heel to the arch of my left foot as I windmill all the way up. I'm rolling this right hip all the way open. I'm not drawing forward on my knee. I'm pushing into my heel, drawing my hamstring, my femur bone backwards so that I can get my tailbone right underneath me, lengthen the back of that leg, and shoot my hands forward, warrior 2. Breathing here. Looking over your middle finger, roll the shoulders, engage, push through the heel. Maybe you can come a little lower. Making sure that's not because your knee shot forward, but instead because you worked from the underside of the body. You rolled the hip open, breathe. We're gonna surf up, letting the knee stay in alignment with the second and third toe. Surfing. One more, surfing. You're gonna send your hips back. Think about pulling from underneath your hamstring, drawing you back, that hip draws you back. Extending all the way out with your right arm. Keeping both sides of your body equally as long, not changing that, and then rotating through the torso. Then, my hands might come into this. It's not about this, right? It's all from here. Lengthen, breathe, twist it open. Your hands are attached to helium balloons and anchors. Your hips are attached to a hook, that way and that way, like vaudeville. One more deep breath. Exhale, bend your front knee, letting your hand come onto it, but not to collapse, just to hover. Extend, finding side angle. From my left finger to my left toes, I'm one long, beautiful diagonal line, just cutting through space. Breathe. Sweeping your hands all the way down. Finding your plank again. Stepping back in as many steps as you need to. Press open, draw the belly, and hold. We're going to add a little mountain climber. Pull the belly in tight. Eleven, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your plank. Lengthen all the way out. Chaturanga. And swoop. To breathe. Shake it out. Let this start to flow. Let this start to move. Good. We're going to take our right leg this time, extend it all the way up, open through the hip. Bend the foot. Circle it around a little bit. If you love flipping your dog, go for it. You're going to let your foot get nice and weighted as I bring it onto my carpet. I'm going to turn my hips so they're pointing towards my plant. I'm going to lift my pelvic floor, and I'm going to look at you. Breathe, wild thing. Lift, lift, lift. And bring your hips halfway down. Sweep, leaving your right leg up towards the sky. As you come back, drawing the right leg forward, letting the left leg join you. Hang. Press down into the earth as you slowly roll all the way up. Gathering all the good stuff. Pressing out that which doesn't serve you. Inhale, lengthen it up. Exhale, framing your left foot. Take a big step back. Rotating through your right foot. Heel draws a line to the arch. Windmill all the way up. Warrior 2. Drawing my hip underneath me. I'm really opening from my back. I'm not letting my knee collapse in. And I'm looking over my middle finger, surfing. I don't know why I call this surfing. I picked that up somewhere along the way. Maybe Jean. I think it was Jean. All the way down. Got Jean on my mind today. Good. Push to the heel. Open to the hip. Get the tailbone underneath you. Lengthen. Let's do that one more time. Lengthen. Bring that hip way on out. Heart comes forward. We reach, 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 reach. We're extending through our hamstring underneath us through our left foot. Extend through that hamstring. Rolling open through the heart, and then our hands just join us. They don't sweep back. They stay in alignment. Bring that hip back. This hip comes back and forward, right? So it's not behind me. It's whoop, and open. Extend it up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Lengthen through the torso. Take another breath. And then bending through the heel. Energy through the heel. Let this hand be soft side angle. Open. Cutting that line through space. Exhale, windmill all the way down, taking your flow. Breathing. Hips reach back like your femur bones. The big bones of your legs are reaching back towards your hamstrings. Find your breath. Press to your fingerprints. Good. We're going to flip to the other side. I just have to move off because space. Take your left leg up and open. Roll that foot around. Rotate all the way down. Lift through the pelvis. Reaching back, wild thing. And bring it on down. Leaving your left leg all the way up. Step it through. Step it through. Good. We're going to stay right here. Big toes come together. Glue them together, even if that means the heels are a little bit apart. They're trying not to be, but if you're bunioned like I am, you're going to sweep all the way up, bend your knees, and sit straight on down to chair. In your chair, it's like you're sitting backwards. Draw the core in. Good. You could be here. Opening through the heart. Breathe. You could be here. You could be here. Take your choice. Breathe. Push to the heels. Are your legs feeling it from yesterday? Maybe. Good. Sit down. 2 more breaths. And fold all the way. Shake it on out. We're gonna learn a little jump back. Why not, huh? So with the jump back, the biggest thing to remember is not to lock those elbows. These puppies are little joints. This is my strength. This is where that lives. So I wanna be careful not to lock my joints in my elbow or my wrist as I move into that. Yes. Engage to your abs. Good. Press to your hands. Kelly, I'm super obsessed with safety. You are going to be very careful with this one, so thank you. It's funny that I just read that comment. So you want to make sure not to harm yourself by like over flexibilizing this, right? We're not here to be the cover of Yoga Journal. We are here to just feel strong. So abs are the biggest thing. So we'll start giving ourselves a little bunny hop and maybe just like taking one leg back and bringing it back in. Feeling how that feels. And then the other one. Take it back and bring it all the way in, right? Engage to the core. Maybe you can do like the babyest little hop. Boop, boop. Do that again and just notice how your abs are part of this, that your core is strong and part of this, that you're not just locking or going into your flexibility. So just a little hop. Feel the relationship between your hands, your shoulders, and your core. Do that again. Cool. That might be where you're at today. You're like, yep, good, got it. I'm happy there. If you want to jump back into a plank, remember, don't lock. Keep strength in your back. That's where your stabilizers are. Use your abs and don't drop, right? Like, don't drop your low back. You have to stabilize here. So it looks like this. You'll notice that my torso didn't really shift over my arms. Because once I was stabilized on top of them, I don't have to slide all the way back, right? So try that 1 or 2 times. Just stabilizing, little boop, boop. 1 more. And find your plank hold. Pull those abs in. You deserve it. You deserve a nice plank. Pull the rib cage in. Lengthen from heel, lengthen from head, open through the shoulders. Don't hyperextend. Belly's tight. Ribs draw in. 5. Good. 4. Good. 3. Hold. 2. And 1. Knees come down this time. Chest comes down. Yeah. You're going to let your hands slide out to be in line with your ears. Draw your shoulders back. Press down through your feet. Roll your collarbone open. Lift through your heart. And then back down. When I say lift through your heart, it's because I really mean lift through your heart, not your low back. Okay? So if I was all through here, I'm in my low back. I don't want that. I don't want that load. I want to open up my computer muscles. So I roll my shoulders away from me, like somebody's pulling on my book bag, and I shine my heart forward. And that's it. Keep a little orange underneath my chin. I'm working through my thoracic spine. That's these vertebrae right here. And I'm just trying to open them. And then back on down. And again, open them. Back on down. 1 more, but belly's drawing in. This time, we'll lift up a little higher. Press through your hands. Pull the abs in, start to lift. This might be where you live. This is gorgeous. Maybe you're all the way up. Maybe that's your flexibility. It's not all of ours, right? And that's fine. And roll it all the way down. Again, lengthen like a little turtle coming out of its shell. Lift through the heart. Pull the rib cage in. Pull the belly in. Press the pubic bone down onto the mat. To support you, pull the belly tighter in towards your spine as you lift. Widen your heart. And all the way down. Last one. Lengthen. Open. Squeeze it. Lift. All the way down. From here, we're going to slide our hands directly back in line with our shoulders. Squeeze the elbows in. Tuck the tailbone. Tuck the toes. Maybe you need your knees. Maybe you don't. Pull the belly in. We're going to go straight up to plank. Woo! Hold it. And we're going to run that plank out again. Press through your arms. Don't round your head. Lengthen. Belly's drawing in. You got it. 20 more. You got it. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up. Down dog. Breathe. Good. We're going to slowly walk our feet forward towards our hands. We're going to let our feet be about 1 fist distance apart. We're going to do monkey God pose. We're going to take our gorilla God pose. We're going to take our palms underneath our feet so that our toes are on our wrists. So you bend your knees a lot, palms under the soles of your feet, tickle your wrists with your toes, and hang your head. Maybe your hips start to lift up, but you cannot unglue your ribs from your thighs. They're deeply in love. It's a tawdry affair. Let your head hang more. Maybe hips lift up. Wiggle out any wiggles. Be clear with where you're at this morning. I'm tight, so I'm going to not push it. Two more breaths. And then slide your hands out from your feet. Press the soles. Roll it up, stacking deeply. Draw the belly all the way in. Get your mane out of your way. Stack your ribs. Okay, we're going to add on one last little flow here. Inhale, gather all the good stuff. Exhale, press out that which doesn't serve you. Inhale, find your flat back. Right leg stays. We're gonna frame that foot. Take a big, beautiful step back into your lunge. Press to the heel, lift. From here, we're gonna rotate those hips all the way open, right? So I'm checking out my alignment from heel to arch. We'll do that again. Pivot like a basketball pivot. Push through that heel, pull the hamstring back, root down through the glutes, open through the thigh. Warrior two. Up and down, lengthen. Careful of this kneecap. Hello, abs. You're part of this. You're part of everything. Sometimes we forget that. Lengthen, good. Bring the hips backwards. Heart lifts. Reach long through the torso. Reach it out, reach it out, reach it out. You could be here, or for a little more ab work, rotate from the torso, lengthen, push. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together like an A-frame ladder coming together, even though they're not together. Extend, belly's tight. Bend through the knee. Push through the heel. Make sure it doesn't go into here, it goes into here. Side angle. From your side angle, you're going to sweep all the way up, leaving the legs exactly where they are. Reach back, reversing your warrior. Careful to not let this hand go on the knee, above or below it, to support that kneecap. Lengthening long through both legs, rooting down into the earth as you lift up. One more deep breath, open. Sweep it all the way down. Find your plank. Hold your plank. We're going to take our right arm underneath us to the side, making sure that our fingers are pointing forward, and we're going to turn to side plank. I could stack my feet, or I could split them, or I could bring my bottom knee down. When I'm rolling to open, so I'm strengthened through here, not here, and I'm going to tap down and up, and hold, and then I'm going to sweep all the way back onto my plank, engage through my abs, pull my belly in, and run it out. Pull the ribs in deeper. 3, 2, 1. Find your flow. Elbows squeeze in, lift, press in through the hands, fly forward, and then roll back. Over your feet. Ribs towards your thighs. Paddle out what needs paddling. Widen through your collarbone. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Left leg comes up. It opens. It sweeps all the way forward. And the other leg joins it. Shake it out. Slowly rolling all the way up. Gather the good stuff. Press out that which doesn't serve you. Lengthen to find your extension. Leave your left foot where it is. Step back big time with your right. Square your hips, root your legs. Sweep towards the sky. Rotate open through your hips, finding your warrior two alignment. Do that again. Pivot back on down. I got stuck on my rug there. Pivot back on open. Good. Check out your legs. Make sure they're in a good spot. Push through the heel. Make sure it's not in your toes. Pull the hip back. Surfing. Lengthen. Up and down. And then extend those hips back. Rotating, lengthen. Maybe adding this length, this extension with rotation through that torso. Pull the low belly in as you extend. Bending the front knee. Side angle for a moment. Open up more, spindling under. Don't let that arm sweep back too far. Keeping it in alignment from your fingers to your toes. Lifting out of your waist. And then sweep all the way down. Press into your hands. Find your plank. Left arm comes underneath you. We rotate open to the side. Side plank. And we do some dips. Make sure you're not rounding through here. This is lengthening out. So I'm stabilizing through underneath my armpit, down and up. 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back. Find your plank. Take your flow. Good, breathe. Pedal it out. So as we jumped backward, we're now gonna jump forward. We're gonna come back on our heels, like a little jackrabbit, and we're just gonna hop here in space. Now can you hop and kick your heels towards your bum? Now can you do all of that and go a little bit forward and a little bit back? With that same sense of caution, you'll hop towards your hands. Careful not to put too much load into the tops of your shoulders. We're gonna grab a seat. Legs out in front of us. Pedal out the legs. Good. Hands out in front. Finding your Dandasana, we'll bring the hands underneath us. This is my favorite anatomical yoga cue. So this in Sanskrit is called Dandasana. Asana is the phrase that ends every Sanskrit pose. Asana meaning pose. So Dan, dasana, right, is this. Ardha Mukha Dandasana is the word we use, the Sanskrit word for downward dog. So downward dog is this with this. That's it, right? So when you're looking for downward dog, you're looking for extension through the hamstrings, long spine, maybe it's a little tipped forward. I'm getting my shoulders in alignment. I'm not trying to like hang off into any flexibility. I'm not trying to like shoot my heels down just for the sake of it and round my tailbone. The most important part is this right here, this shape. I know, trippy, right? Pull the abs in. Good, nice and core connected. Good, we're gonna slowly start to walk forward, bringing our pelvis with us, instead of leaving it behind, bringing it with us as we walk towards our feet. Maybe I can hold on to my feet or my ankles. Feel what feels good to you. It's not about dropping into my flexibility yet. It's lengthening and folding, hamstrings down. Maybe if you need to bend your knees, maybe you don't go down so far. Keep your legs straight. Work through this. Work where you're at today. Be gentle with yourself. You're going through a lot. Take care. Good, breathe. Extend. Press through the feet. Lengthen through the head. Ribs drawing down as you fold deeper. Feeling that rooting underneath you, letting your eyes close, coming back inside, making yourself glow like an orb of love and light and healing. Or just stretch, you know? Yoga's for everybody wherever you're at. One more deep breath. And slowly roll it all the way up. You're gonna bring yourself forward toward the front of your mat, and we're going to hinge back, bringing our legs with us into Navasana, or boat pose. We're going to let our hands come underneath our knees. We're going to draw our low abs in, shoulders soft, collarbones wide, belly's drawing in, and our boat's going to get splashed open, and then we're going to draw it back together. Hands can stay on the legs the whole time or not. Out, pull the abs in, out, and connect. Open and connect from the low belly. Open and out and to the side. Out and to the other side. I always say it's port and starboard. I have no idea which one is which. Side and side. Good, keep it going. 6 more. 6, 4, and 3, and 2, 1. Sit all the way up. Extend to roll down. Good. We're going to take a single leg happy baby. So my right hand is going to come up. My left leg is going to come up. My inside of my hand goes to the inside of my foot, and then it wraps around to the outside pinky edge. And I bend open. I'm trying to think about keeping my tailbone down as my hip opens, giving me a little compression in the joint here. And then I'm going to switch. And I'm going to take both. And you can sweep them side to side or up and down. Remember when you were a baby? Maybe you don't. Now's the time to go back and remember when you were a baby. And we'd like play with our feet. And we put them all over the place. I mean, our joints were a little bit looser. They were more malleable at that time, but this is it's kind of fun. Why not? You're in the comfort of your own living room. You could be a weirdo. Open up those hips. I can literally hear my husband thinking, you're always a weirdo. I can hear him thinking it. Good. Open. Good. And then let the legs come down. Finding yourself in your Shavasana. Letting your arms open. Letting your feet come apart. Letting your eyes close. And we're going to breathe here together. Coming back to that intention that you set midway through class. Or coming back to that feeling of just drawing love and healing out of yourself. Or just coming back to being. Feeling the weight of the mat underneath you. Feeling your breath slow down. When your mind starts to wander, just come back to feeling the mat, feeling your breath. And for just a moment together, we're just going to be. Feel free to stay here if that's what your body is calling for. For those of you that are ready to start moving out of Shavasana, you're going to start wiggling your fingers and your toes like seaweed at the bottom of an ocean floor, till eventually you get a big, huge Sunday morning stretch. You're going to roll yourself all the way on over to one side, curling up and in. Finding your little creative spirit in this tiny insulated place. Do you remember that playful, joyful, childlike wonderment that you had? What if this was a snow day? What if this self-quarantining or full quarantining wherever you're at, wherever you are in the country, whatever country you're in. What if it was like a child's snow day and you could just play and you could just create and you could just take some time to come back into your joyful spirit without the confines of the have-tos and the supposed-tos of society. Slowly start to roll on up, finding a comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed or open. We're going to take our hands and rub them together, creating a little fire. And our little fire is going to bring warmth and healing into any part of your body that feels like it needs it. So in a moment when I tell you to, you're going to place your hands on your body where your body is calling for love. 3, 2, 1, place it. Find another spot that needs love. Find a third spot. Letting your hands come onto your thighs, up or down, up to you. I love to close our class, our shala, our community, the same way we started it, with one round of Om. We will inhale together. Om. I see the good in you as you see it in me, as we try to bring more into the world, especially now. Namaste. I'll see you all tomorrow.